TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Well, Ron Simmons, my man. In fact, I talked to him just a couple of days ago. I was just amazing. It was amazing to me to see Ron Simmons because I had watched his football career with Florida State. And then I saw him come into Georgia Championship Wrestling. It was at center stage. And in fact, I think I maybe refereed the first match he did at center stage. Ron has not changed. He's still Ron Simmons. The best gimmick in the world is damn, because that's him. That's totally him. Like I said, I talk to him all the time. I'm going to be doing a lot of signings and stuff along with Ron. But Ron is great, man. Nice guy. You couldn't meet a nicer guy. Butch Reed, on the other hand, just terrible.
We'll talk about Butch. How would you compare working with Butch and Ron compared to working with Dan and Sid or Dan and Mark?
The best time I had it was a lot of fun with Butch and Ron. And it was more fun with them because they were just two characters. Butch Reed, he was just crazy. I remember one time we'd ride and Butch would get mad at me because I would sign autographs for people. And he said, well, you don't sign that. We're bad guys. We don't sign no autographs. But I never did take it like that. You know, if somebody's stopping at me for an autograph, I'm going to give them an autograph. You know, You can't forget. You know, you get too serious sometimes, you know. And he would always cuss me out. He'd get so mad at me for doing that. And then sometime him and his wife, they would just fuss and argue all the time. And back then, you know, there wasn't any cell phones. So I would ride with Butch. Butch would make me go to the phone booth. I'd pull over to a phone booth. He would call up his wife, Ada. That's her name. He would call her up. And the next thing I know, I'd hear them. They're just cussing. Butch is cussing. And then he hangs up the phone. And then he'll get back in the car. And then we'll ride down the road, say maybe 15 or 20 more minutes. Pull over. Go to the phone booth. Right. He's thinking of something else he's got to say. So he calls back up and he's cussing again, man. It was just crazy. And we used to make Butch mad sometimes. I remember one time I told him, he got so mad at me, I thought he was going to kill me. I had to run out of the building. We pulled a rib on him. I went and told him that we had all got dressed and we was ready to go. And I went and told him that they wanted us to work again, that he had to get out of all his clothes and get back in his gear. And I let him do that. And he found out that was a rib. He chased me all the way out of that arena. I got away from him. I think he stayed mad at me for about 3 or 4 days, and finally.
Now, you actually had a chance to get in the ring with Butch and Ron as a tag team.
6 man.
Yeah, against the Rumblers and Paul Ellering.
I remember one match we had in Beaumont, Texas. I think that was the first one where I put the tape all around my arms and all that stuff.
Were they easy to work with, Hawk and Animal, as far as selling for Butch and Ron, or were they all business?
They were all business, you know what I mean? But, you know, the Road Warriors were like this. We're not going to sell for you if you ain't going to sell for us. You know, we're big, powerful guys just like you're a big, powerful guy. So let's even this thing out. Let's do it right. So it was just, I mean, Butch and Ron, we always had fun working with them. Yeah. Well, the plan was to put me with them. That's what the plan. After they found out that I could talk, then the plan was to take them and me take the hoods off of them and start managing them. So I think that basically they just wanted a black tag team, and I'm lucky enough to be the guy that got the gift of gab, and that's how I was lucky to get with them. Okay. Well, I don't know. I think I'm trying to remember who was booking at that time. They didn't have a black baby face. They didn't have one, and I think they chose Ron to do that because of his football background. I just can't remember who was booking at that time, but they just wanted to turn Ron. Well, Butch would never be a good baby face because he's just a natural heel. He just mean, period. You know, right?
Do you feel WCW got enough out of the Butch Reed Ron Simmons feud, or do you think it ended too soon?
Well, I think it ended too soon.
There's going to be money there.
Yeah, there's plenty of money. I think they just wanted to break it up just to break it up. I remember one time we was in St. Louis, and we were getting ready to work. It was a tag. I think it was Flair and Barry Windham. Flair and Barry Windham was going to work them that night. And they never said anything about us dropping the belts. Well, when they come around, to tell us what was going on that night, they said that Ron and Butch were going to drop the belts to Barry and Flair. Well, they never said nothing to it, never told us nothing, and I think that's the only time that I ever spoke up. I just kind of had it, and I think maybe I got a lot of heat back then about it. But I've just told Ron, and me and Ron were the only two people that got up and decided to leave. We weren't gonna, we just weren't gonna go for it. We done did all this work, and and then you gonna just take the belts for no reason. See, there was no angle there. They're just gonna take them from us for no reason. So that basically was the point. You don't take them without a reason. If you give us a reason, then this is what we'll do. But me and Ron Simmons, we got up and we said no, we're not going to do it, and we left. So that it ended up being Flair working with Steen, and then he got mad because Steen wouldn't drop the belt to him. He just wanted a belt.
Right.
So it was just.
How long did you guys stay out for?
I think we made the next show. We just didn't that night. We just left the arena.
Right.
We just said we weren't going to do it.
TitleMatchNetwork.com